So this problem says a brand new filled can of chicken broth is 12 centimeters tall and has a radius of 8 centimeters. Brianna uses some of the broth to cook, and now the broth left in the can is 5 centimeters high. How much broth did Brianna use? Alright, so the first thing we have to do is we have to figure out what shape this is. If we have a can of chicken broth, this is going to be an ugly picture, but y'all know what cans look like. That is a cylinder. So we know we're dealing with a cylinder, and then we have to ask ourselves, well, if we're filling it full of chicken broth, what are we trying to find? And that would be the volume. The volume is how much you can fill it full with. So we're going to go to our formula sheet, and we're going to find the volume formulas. So now we know that we're dealing with the volume of a cylinder. So I know my formula is going to be pi r squared times height. Okay. So volume of a cylinder is pi times the radius squared times the height. So we're going to start off by finding the original volume of the new can. So in the new can, we know that our radius is 8, and we know that our height is 12. And it doesn't call it the height, but if something's 12 centimeters tall, we know that that's height. So we can multiply that out, and we would get the volume is 768 pi, which is approximately 2,412.7. And of course it's volume, so that's centimeters cubed. Now we want to find the volume of what's left after she cooks. And it says after she cooks that the new height is 5 centimeters. Of course the radius is going to stay the same because a can doesn't, shrink or expand or anything. So the radius would still be 8, but now the height would be 5. So we would multiply that out, and we get 320 pi, which is approximately 1,005.3, and again, volume should be your units cubed. Now let's look back at the original question. The question says, how much broth did she use? It doesn't say how much broth is left or how much did she start with. We want to know how much she used. So in order to do that, we would need to take the original volume and subtract the new volume to figure out how much was actually used. So we would take the original volume and we would subtract off what's left, and that would tell us how much was used. And so that gives us 1,407.4. So she used 1,407.4 centimeters cubed of the original chicken broth. Or this is how much chicken broth she used.